Poulin might go into tomorrow undefeated as well. He has a draw,
Yeah.
but if he wins this last round, he'll go into tomorrow without a loss.
Yeah, and I know that, talking to Jeff last week and playing against him, he really liked his Ops on Seasons Past deck, like a lot. There's just some things didn't really break his way. And to see him kind of running it back, some small changes here and there, looks to be a pretty well-positioned deck, and he's doing really well with it, as you mentioned. So looks like Tom took at least one mulligan. These players will shake hands, little scry action. Jessup will start. It's a Forest, it's Noth and Nissa, and here we go for round number 9. Plains here for Andrew off of the Oath. And now we go to the boss. Now,
Some Ice Age lands for Jessup.
yeah, he likes his lands. He's a Dragon Hunter.
That's lucky that Tom drew one of his few one-drops.
I'm very lucky, I
Yep.
agree.
You got to be lucky to win.
Something like that. Here's a Sylvan Advocate. Let's go Tom Ross's way. He'll draw a card. Picked up a Plains. The play now, it's a couple of one-drops. Kithian and Expedition Envoy. Back to Jessup. Draw a card. Advocate's free to attack here. Yep.
Yeah, I can't imagine Tom's going to want to cash in 2 creatures.
Snap him off with
Yeah,
a triple
just-
block. Jamoka's command, game ends immediately.
I call.
Here's a Noth and Nissa for Andrew. We'll take a look at the top couple. There's an Archangel Avacyn, a Gideon, and a Plains in there. We'll see which one he wants to take.
Yeah, it looks like Jessup's all jammed up with a whole bunch of these Oaths in his hand. Which can be okay. It's a good thing he's on the play.
Yeah, instead of on the draw.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that matters a lot here. I think he's going to take a Plains. Others are going to go to the bottom. Next up for Andrew, a Canopy Vista. You mentioned him being jammed up on Oaths. Here's a third one. A Forest, the Archangel Avacyn, and another Forest. He'll consult the grip and select the very powerful Archangel. Jessup's turn is done. Let's head Tom Ross's way. Time for him to draw a card. Now he'll take a look at some things as only Tom Ross can.
Yeah, and Tom needs to balance his priorities here.
There's an Always Watching. And here come the beatdowns. So here Tom is basically saying, I will trade Kithian with your Sylvan
Yeah,
Advocate.
I'm going to get in a whole bunch of damage. I'm going to get that Advocate off of the board. Obviously he would like to have Kithian flip, but he has to balance his priorities.
Back to Jessup we go. There's a Plains. Does he have a Gideon? The answer is yes.
And this is right where Jessup wants to be.
Yeah.
Tom only has 2 creatures on the board. Jessup, if he makes his land drop next turn, he's going to have Avacyn.
I think he's in a great spot.
Yeah.
Those creatures that he has right now in Dragon Hunter and Expedition Envoy, they don't beat the Knight Ally in combat.
Yep.
So there's a lot to like right now.
Yeah, it's a little worse if Tom has another Anthem effect. But it doesn't look like he does by his body language.
Yeah. Griff's Boon, however, that'll let him check the Gideon. Now it looks like Dragon Hunter and the Knight Ally will trade, and now the follow-up is Knight of the White Orchid. Search for a land. And now Town Gossipmonger. Okay.
All right, and he's on empty now.
Yep. So I suppose the hope right now is hope for no 5th land. Well, that's off the table. So that means that Avacyn is on the table here for, for Andrew Jessup, excuse me. Tom will draw. Drew an Anointer of Champions.
Yeah, and this is an awkward spot where Tom kind of wants to take a turn off from attacking. But then if Jessup has Secure the Waste instead of deploying the Archangel Avacyn,
yeah, it's bad news.
then Tom has to take another turn off from attacking the turn after that.
If you're Jessup, you have to deploy.
Yeah, I think he has to do something with his mana.
There's the Archangel.
And it gives him a ton of good redraws. If he draws a Hangerback Walker here and he can just flip that Avacyn right away.
Yep.
Oof.
Clear up the entire board.
Yeah.
Now, Jessup does have another copy of Archangel Avacyn in hand. There's land 6. Here's Sylvan Advocate. And just pass the turn back. Tom might be thinking transform the Town Gossip Monger into Inside of Rabble, but if he does that, that means Inside of Rabble has to attack.
But he has the Anointer to pump it.
Yep.
And he's got some lands that are not doing anything on his side.
Yep. So he'll transform. Keep in mind right now, Inside of Rabble's a 3/4 because of Always Watching. And you mentioned the Anointer, which can make it a 4/5, and then, you know, you've got the mana to dump. So it's a pretty good spot for this card. He's going to come in with the flyer, too, it looks like.
Yep.
I like the stack by Tom. Obviously, it's partially forced.
Yes.
But at the same time, the longer you go, the worse it gets, I think.
Yeah.
I think he's forced to make some attacks, try to get some stuff off of Andrew's board.
But this is also kind of fortunate for Jessup here, because he's got the other angel in his hand. So he's willing to play into trading his angel.
Mm-hmm. See how Tom wants to navigate now. Keep in mind, Navigate's a 4/5. Inside of Rabble right now is a 3/4. Anointer Champions will pump there, make it a 4/5. Interesting. Make a clue?
Well, Tom didn't want his creature to die and activate the Avacyn.
Yeah, okay. All right.
You know, he had the option of using the fire-breathing ability, pump up the Incited Rabble.
Yep.
But he just didn't want the Avacyn to flip.
Yep. Here comes Advocate, maybe.
And it looks like Jessup has drawn a Hangerback Walker.
I think he has, yeah. So what happened that turn is Sylvan Advocate blocked Inside the Rabble.
Yep.
Tom didn't pump enough to kill it because he didn't want Avacyn to transform.
He pumped it with the Anointer, so there are 2 4/5s just bouncing off of each
Correct. And then the flyer, the Expedition Envoy, that's a 4-power creature. Archangel Avacyn didn't block that.
Correct.
Because Jessup is prioritizing the fact that Archangel Avacyn is very important right now.
Yeah.
So it looked a little strange, but it makes a little more sense now. Tom's follow-up there was play 3-man Inspector, craft the clue, draw a card, play another 3-man Inspector, which is what he drew. Now here is Hangerback Walker for 0, which can transform the Archangel Avacyn. Tom's going to lose a bunch of stuff.
Understatement, yeah.
Yeah. And take 3 as well. Now he'll draw a card. Thalia's Lieutenant is a little late. Really, when you think about it, the game might be different if Tom's on the play.
Oh, yeah.
You know? But Jessup winning that die roll, and his draw's been good, even though I think he may have had a mulligan once. Not positive about that, but Jessup's draw's been really good. Here's Griff Spoon, maybe.
Yeah, Griff Spoon doesn't get him anywhere.
Nope. Currently a 3/4 Incited Rabble. Griff Spoon would make it a 4/4 flyer.
Yeah.
Avacyn the Purifier would eat that alive.
Well, now he's staring down this bigger angel.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like Tom's best play is attack with the Rabble and then pump it twice to trade with something.
Sure.
Okay, play this and pump it once.
Same thing.
Yeah. Which is still not a great spot to be in.
Yeah. Oh, another Archangel Avacyn. I think we might be done here.
Yeah.
Triple block. Safest block. I mean, nothing can really go wrong there,
Yeah.
but safest block. All the creatures are indestructible after all. Sacrifice a clue. Play a plains, pass the turn back.
I like it. Tom's not done yet. Make him earn it, Tom.
That's right. Jamoka's command, kill that, kill you, is what Andrew Jessup is going to do. He's currently up a game here over Tom Ross. Green-white tokens up a game over white-red humans. You do see the difference between play and draw there a little bit.
Yeah.
But green-white is a really good deck, obviously. But I think if Jessup is on the draw there, he might get run out before he has the time to do everything that he did.
Yeah, potentially the Kithian that just traded flips instead.
Yep.
You know, it's a different game.
Yeah, it might be a different game. So we're going to go to the sideboard here, and I'm curious to see what Ross does do. So 4 Needle Spires, 4 Reckless Bushwhacker, 2 Gideon Allies, Zendikar, 2 Stasis Snare, a Secure the Waste of Grifspoon, and a Silk Wrap. So to me, Grifspoon's really good.
Yes.
Flying is really powerful. I don't know how much removal you want. I don't know if you want to go to the Bushwhackers here.
Yeah, if he expects the board to kind of get gummed up against these Slamhole Pacifists, backed up by some Wrath of God effects like Planar Outburst, then he might want to bring in the Needle Spires and the Bushwhackers and maybe the Gideon Ally of Zendikar as well.
On the other side of things here for Jessup, he's got 2 Lambhole Pacifists, a Den Protector, 2 Nissa Vastwood Seers, Linvala the Preserver, 2 Declaration Stone, 2 Stasis Snare, 3 Planar Outbursts, 2 Secure the Waste. A lot of options. Which ones do you like the best?
I do like the Lambhole Pacifist a lot. I mean, we saw how good the 2/3 was coming down on turn 2, so 3/3 very similar. He just wants more redundant copies of big creatures on the early turns. The Planar Outbursts are must-adds, and the Linvala the Preserver can just be backbreaking in the mid-game.
Yeah, Linvala, if Andrew's able to get to it
Yeah.
and cast it, because his life totals are clearly going to be lower,
Yes.
it's really hard for humans to come back from. You get a flyer, potentially 2 flyers,
Yeah.
which is really nice because now Grifspoon isn't such an annoyance.
Yes.
And then those flyers will probably take it home for you.
Yep.
So really, really good card in this matchup. Tom Ross on the play for game number 2. We'll see if he can come back here and force a game number 3. In the meantime, we're going to talk about the pre-release that will be taking place for Eldritch Moon. But we changed it up a little bit. So the pre-release will be taking place July 16th and the 17th at the Star City Game Center in Roanoke, Virginia. And normally we have our limited edition playmats only available at the Star City Game Center for our pre-release on July 16th and the 17th. But now we've opened that up to other stores. So other stores have gotten involved, and they have access to Eldritch Groove featuring Lily Lama Vess. Get it?
Explain it.
No.
Okay.
Limited edition playmat available at participating stores. Go.starcitygames.com/pre-release. You can find out which stores are participating. Get your hands on this sweet playmat as well. It's being a pretty popular promotion. I know a lot of people like those playmats, but not everyone can come to Roanoke for the pre-release, obviously.
Well, yeah, that's just it. You guys always have really cool playmats for the pre-releases.
Yeah.
And every couple of months we talk about how you can get this playmat by playing in the Star City pre-release.
Yeah.
That's kind of a pretty exclusive pre-release.
It is. It is.
Not a lot of people get on an airplane to go pre-release.
No, not everybody.
So getting these playmats out to more players, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, more players, more stores. I think a lot of people are looking forward to that. So take part, and we'll be able to keep doing that kind of cool promotion for Eldritch Groove featuring Lily Lama Vess. Andrew Jessup up a game, so we'll learn a little bit more about him really quickly as these players will shuffle each other's decks. Member of Team MetaGameGurus.com, 20 years old from New York, 4 open top 8s. Only member of Team Metagame Gurus without an open win. He's lost 3 times in the finals, most recently in Indy, where he lost to his teammate, Peter Ingram.
Yeah.
Brother Danny, as we all do know, former really competitive baseball player, really good one, too, before an injury. So this is how he kind of satisfies his competitive outlet. And 20, really young. Not as young as Aaron Sorvelis, obviously, but both those young kids, really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
And part of the key of doing well at Magic is to have other good players around you.
Absolutely.
So he couldn't be positioned any better than he is.
Now, this is what things would have looked like, I think, in Game 1.
Yep.
Had Tom been on the play. And you can see the difference now. Jessup is under the gun. He's got to have a 2-drop now. Let's see what the 2-drop's going to be. It's going to be Lambhole Pacifist. I would say it's the best one he can have.
Yes.
Now, Tom could have an answer to this. And he's already reaching for his mana, so I wouldn't be too comfortable. And there's Declaration Stone, so he does have an answer. But Andrew does get a clue, so.
Yeah, it's a fair trade-off.
There is that, yeah. Kithian transforming into Gideon now. It's up to 5, and this game might be over before it even begins.
Yeah, I've lost too many games with clues sitting around that I could not solve.
Yes. Just didn't have the time or mana or inclination to solve them.
Well, I don't know if it was my inclination. Jeez. It was the time and the mana.
Okay. A forest, a Nissa, Voices in the Card. It's going to make a plant, which will be nothing more than a speed bump.
Yeah, just a little boom boom.
Yeah. We're going to go Tom's way. He'll draw a card. Not land number 3 just yet.
Yeah, and the question here is if Tom feels like he's got to get that Nissa off the board. I mean, Andrew's just already at 12, so maybe he can just keep powering through and go after the life total.
See, that's the thing that is, I think, difficult when you're playing against green-white, because Nissa's powerful.
Yeah.
But but it's not that powerful that you have to kill it.
Yeah.
So how annoying is this right now? It's going to turn out like another plant that's going to be a speed bump. None of my creatures have trample. Doesn't appear as though Tom has Griffspoon just yet. So am I supposed to say, all right, everything at Nissa? And then if that's the case, Jessup might just say, okay, no blocks, get my plant around. You know?
Yeah.
So we'll see where these creatures are attacking. We're going to get some blocking here. Tom's got some follow-ups there in Tangasamamba and Expedition Envoy.
And it looked like Tom was not committed to getting Nissa off the board.
Yeah, Gideon went to Nissa, everything else went to Andrew.
Yeah.
So I think he had the benefit of being able to split the difference there. At least well enough.
Yeah.
There's a forest. This, Sylvan Advocate. Here's a plant. And pass a turn back with mana open for Dromoka's Command if Jessup has one. Plains to draw here for Ross. That's a 3rd land for Always Watching.
Tom being very careful. He's wondering if his best play is to play around a Dromoka's Command.
Mm-hmm. He has Stasis Snare in his hand.
Yep.
Jessup's done at least, even though he's getting his teeth kicked in,
Yep.
he's done at least a nice job of keeping up appearances.
Sure.
Don't know if he has Dromoka's Command or not. And now, okay, so it's kind of the same question as last turn. Where do you attack? And is he only attacking with Gideon?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a very conservative attack.
It really is. I'm like shocked by that attack.
Yeah, it was probably worth it for Tom to just trade one of his 2/1s to get a whole bunch of damage in there.
Okay.
And if Jessup goes for a Dromoka's Command, he's got him blown out.
Yeah, with the snare?
The snare, yeah.
If I'm Andrew, I'm really confused at what just happened last turn. I expected more things to come across, and that's not what happened. Here comes Sylvan Advocate now. Maybe Tom's trying to induce him into an attack?
Well, when this thing attacks, it means the Wrath is coming down, right?
I mean, yes and no.
I mean, I would be shocked if there wasn't a Planar Outburst after that.
Okay. He has to have White Source Planar Outburst.
Yeah.
All right, there's White Source.
But otherwise, he just doesn't make that attack.
Okay, there's Planar Outburst. All right, you said he had to have that, and he does.
And Tom just got max punished for his very conservative attack.
He really did. He really, really did. There's a plant token. And, there's nothing exciting about Stasis Snaring a plant token here.
Yeah. But it's possible that he just needs to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, and you said max punish. That's exactly what just happened. Yep, there's Stasis Snare. Yeah, a little smile there from Ross. He'll draw now.
Got him.
Yeah. Didn't draw what he was looking for.
Jessup got max punished for making a token.
Here's what I was watching. Gideon's going to get a little bit bigger. I think Tom's just going to go after Jessup.
He is. I think he's putting himself in a position to draw a Griffspoon.
Griffspoon, yeah.
Yeah. Just hope that the other guy doesn't have
Avacyn
or whatever he needs to have there, because next turn that Nissa is going to ultimate.
Yep.
Gain a bunch of life, draw a bunch of cards, and the game's over.
Yeah, that's it. And with the way Jessup played his turn so quickly, of just make a plant, play a land, say go. It just screams Avacyn.
He didn't even think about casting anything else.
Yeah, just screams Avacyn right now.
He probably just does nothing.
You think he's just fresh out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Green-white, you know, when I think of green-white tokens, mostly I think of just lack of things to do.
Yep.
That's the first thing that comes to mind. Gideon will attack Nissa. We have a plant. We have an Archangel Avacyn. I think we might have a game ending here. There's a Plains past the turn back. Yeah, Tom just got too conservative on that turn.
I like Tom making him earn it at the end here.
We'll never concede. Yep, here's Nissa. Take a look at that Planeswalker. It's ultimate. We don't get to see it very often, but
kaboom!
You gain X life and you draw X cards, where X is the number of lands you control. So I'm going to gain 6, draw 6.
Well, yeah, he got to chump block repeatedly with plants, saving himself a whole bunch of life total, and then drew 6 cards and gained 6 life. You know, for the cost of 3 mana, this thing just did everything.
It did everything you could ask for it to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything. Here's 3 mana here.
Why not?
Yeah, another Nissa.
Yeah, it looks like Jessup's he's starting the engine.
What's the engine exactly? Is it the Nissa kill you engine?
Yeah, it's just starting to rumble around. He actually took out, and I like this, just take out that Planeswalker. There's so little that he can lose to at this point. Yeah.
Because now a lot of Tom's draws are bad.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
And you hate to have Tom draw like another Stasis Snare and then you just don't have the Avacyn on the board anymore.
Yep. But these are the kind of cards that Tom will draw now, like Anoint Your Champions, Expedition Envoy, Dragon Hunter, just a lot of nonsense. And Andrew's draws, you know, his non-land draws are all absurdly powerful.
Yeah.
He just drew a copy of Jaroka's Command, which is insane on this board. He's got Stasis Snare in his hand. Like, basically every creature he draws is good. If green-white is able to get its footing during a game, it's very hard to beat, especially in this matchup. So Stasis Snare is dead. Jaroka's Command allowed Archangel Avacyn to fight.
Jessup wanted his plant back, but that's not how it works.
No, it's not coming back. He's just going to have to make another one with his active Nissa. Poor guy. There's a Westvale Abbey. I think we're going to see a Gideon now. Yep.
And this game is exactly why the Lambhole Pacifist is so good for this deck.
It's so important.
You just need to make sure you live through those first couple of turns and have a guy that trades with the opposing guy.
Yep. It's so important. 3-man Inspector. Sacrifice a clue, play a knight, search up a land. I'm Andrew Jessup. I don't really care much about anything that you're doing.
Yeah.
All those cards are cool, but here's your Jaroka's Command.
Yeah, he's saying, I'm going to activate my Gideon, I'm going to tick down my Nissa, and I'm going to take out both of your guys, and I'm going to deal you 40,000 damage.
And that's exactly what he would have done, but Tom Ross does extend the hand.